All right. Hey, everybody. This is your girl Breeze, and I am here to do another episode, chapter, part 3 of my Postmates experience. So, now I think I'm in week 4, maybe week 3. I think week 4. And I have about 52 deliveries under my belt. Could have been more. Last week was kind of like an off week for me. It was slow. But I have some things that I would like to highlight. And some things that I think would be helpful in area of importance for all of the Postmate deliveries / courier / whatever you want to put on that. Okay, one thing, I made notes. First thing that I like to stress is the importance of being on time. That is a hard pill to swallow because you need to try to make that run all within 30 minutes. Now let me tell you that on the norm, not humanly possible at all times. Example, last week, during the work week, I had a delivery. Was it a pickup? Yeah, just a pickup. At Buffalo Wild Wings. No. Was it a pickup or a delivery? Anyway, regardless of which one it was, it took them, no, it was, I had to go up and actually give them the order. I sat in that restaurant for 30 minutes. They had more people on staff in any one restaurant at one time that I have ever seen in my life, but they just could not get it together. I guess it was so many patrons in the building, and then all of the to-goes and the Postmates, and just people just picking up their orders, I guess, as they're going home for the evening during this work week. Not the best thing. When you get in that type of predicament, when time is of the essence, it is so, so important to click on your support tab, contact the customer, which I did, and let them know, hey, there is a line, it is so busy, I'm a little chaotic in here, I'm going to be a little bit. And that really goes a long way because people appreciate the heads up on that. And so if they're looking for you at a specific time, they don't get aggravated or irritated because you're behind schedule due to no fault of your own. So I always stress that it's important to, try to keep your times as minimal as you can to try to make that 30-minute or less deadline if you can. And if you can't and you find that there's a viable reason, whether this morning I went out and there was the streets were cut off. They were having some type of festival on a pickup that I was en route to. So my maps had to adjust my time frame and my route of travel to make it to where I needed to get to. So again, during times like that, it is so important to contact, the client, let them know, hey, I'm just a little bit behind. I'll be on my way. Just communicate with them as much as possible. So very important. I cannot stress enough just being able to dialogue back and forth to ensure that the order is complete, it's correct, and that everything, again, the customer should have without asking. Or if there's something that you think, if you're in a specialty restaurant where they, have maybe like Chinese food, would you like chopsticks? Would you like soy sauce, duck sauce, hot mustard, anything like that? If that's something that has not been noted, it really does good to ask those things, because sometimes not every little condiment or side or something, not every little thing is added onto every menu. So given that into consideration, just try to think ahead, and if there's anything that you might think that they might want to add to it, as far as special sauces or anything, if they've ordered something, like I say, in a special type of restaurant, whether it be Mexican, Japanese, Italian, whatever it may be, if there's something that coincides with something that enhances a meal and it's offered on the side, you might want to just take a minute to do that. It is so much appreciated by the customers when you get there, when you go the extra mile, and it really does good for the tip. Okay, next thing. Oh, yes. Another thing that I think is excellent that has worked for me these past few weeks is, and this is another avenue of communication, to go on your cell phone, Android and or Apple, iPhone. And I know on Android, I am able to make pre-selected messages of my choosing. So I have 3 messages that I don't have to continually write because time is of the essence, and I'm trying to micromanage and get my order picked up or order placed, picked up, to deliver it where it needs to go. And so, there's a couple of processes, and you got to get your receipt. If it's something that or order that you place, make sure you have those things in order, like in a synchronized manner. Get into the habit of doing certain things, and I pretty much have almost down to a science. But one thing that I find that really helps to enhance my communication, my tips, my earnings, to keep my ratings high, along the lines of communication, is to have pre-selected messages. So I might have one that says, hey, this is your Postmate courier, Tracy. I am letting you know that I am at the restaurant, and I will be en route to you as soon as possible. See you soon. Anything like that. And then I have another one that says, hey, this is your Postmates courier, letting you know that I am on my way. We'll see you soon. And things like that. So it makes it easier, like when I go and actually pick up an order or place the order, and I'm waiting for them to prepare that or to, go and retrieve that for me. I'll take that moment in those few seconds, and I'll go to the pre-selected message. I'll go to my support button, click support, click text customer, and I'll have that pre-selected message, so that once I'm on my way, or once I get there, there's a message there. Once I'm on my way, I have another one that says, hey, I'm on my way, see you soon. And so they know that, okay, she's preparing to leave. And a lot of times when people order from places, they know about how long it takes to get from point A to point B. So it gives them that verbal communication, plus they, have the time frame and they know when, they should be looking for you to arrive, which also helps when they're outside waiting for you, which a lot of my clients are usually, they're usually at the door, they're outside, and they are out there looking for me, and it makes it easy. So that is very beneficial, very helpful, and helps so much in interaction and keeping your clients abreast on your location and just what's going on with their food and things like that, the status of that. So by all means, use that. It's wonderful, helpful, and I can't stress enough, it helps so much. The other thing I have on my notes, again, double checking orders. Let me tell you what happened today as an example. I get an order at McDonald's, and it was the breakfast time, breakfast rush, breakfast menu. One of the items that I had on my menu was an egg McMuffin that I needed to purchase for a customer. So I go up and I do that, and I get the other order items and things like that. And I get to my destination to find out that the Egg McMuffin comes with Canadian bacon. I didn't know this because I don't really order Egg McMuffins a lot. And there was not an actual picture of an Egg McMuffin on the pictures showing that from this morning, so I had no idea. I would have thought that, Egg McMuffin is your standard egg, cheese on a English muffin. So that was not the case. Egg McMuffins come with Canadian bacon. New. I will never forget that from this point forward. I had to go back and I said, okay, this is wrong. My client is allergic to pork and there is Canadian bacon on his Egg McMuffin. And she says, well, that's our standard. Whenever anyone orders an Egg McMuffin, it comes automatically with Canadian bacon. Go figure, had no idea. So I say that to say that if you're like me and you get Postmates deliveries in your local area and you frequent those areas quite a bit, it does make it a good idea to just kind of recognize and be familiar with the products that they are selling, the items on the menu. Even if you have to take a take-home menu, it just helps to be able to identify and know, so that when you have issues like that, if I were familiar with the fact that the Egg McMuffin had Canadian bacon, I would have probably asked for no meat. A lot of times, like I said before, every little thing that's on a menu is not necessarily on the app as a preference. So, that would have been something, had I known, that would have been something that I might have asked through the support question to my client, a support text. Hey, this is the Egg McMuffin. It comes with Canadian bacon. Did you want the Canadian bacon or did you just want the egg? So in my future reference, I will remember that. So pay attention to the smallest of details. It is so important. And, again, if you frequent local places that you might go to a lot, just try to identify the different things that's on the menu so that you can perfect that and automatically have, a plan B to notify a customer if you might think, something else is needed, or you might need to ask if something needs to be left off or something like that, or something maybe just a little bit different. It always helps to familiarize yourself with where you're going and the menu and things like that. So I found that to be a very helpful tip this morning, a very valuable lesson to be learned, something to add to my repertoire of things to know so that I can expedite my orders in a timely manner, and to ensure that as far as I am concerned, that my repeat trips to restaurants goes like down to zero, because that experience was a little hectic. I also had lost another delivery that I could have gotten, but again, through nobody's fault of their own. I mean, we would not have guessed, the client nor I, that Canadian bacon came on an English muffin. So anyway, just those are just a few things to keep in mind. And I'm sorry I'm like a week late, but if there's anything you guys want to see, if there's anything you want to ask away. If there's something that you would like me to clarify, I would be more than happy to do that for you. And again, this experience has been wonderful. It's been great so far. It is truly, 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 truly a learning strategy, a learning lesson. Being able to try to perfect your customer service skills, your communication skills, and your etiquette as far as all of that's concerned, to ensure that your ratings stay on point, that they stay above a 4.7 or 4.7 and above. 4.6 is kind of, I think, the cutoff. So you want to try to do the best you can. Again, I always say, make sure that your clients feel like they are the only people on earth, and you make them feel that way. They only see you a hot minute, and it's not going to kill you to be like, hey, have a good day. How are you? Hope you have a great weekend. And all of this, you make them feel special. In order to make that tip, as I said in my last video, you got to work that tip. You got to make that tip. You got to work that tip. You got to work the tip to make the tip. So it's nothing worse than, you waking up and like not getting a tip, and you're worried, wondering, what could I have done to enhance that? So just, always keep those things in mind. And until the next time, this is your girl Breeze, and I am doing my review, my personal review, and my personal take on my experiences with Postmates. So again, anything you wanted me to address, let me know. You got questions, let me know. I'm just as new as anybody else with this, but I find that a tutorial of this magnitude is something that's great and is needed, and just any kind of little tips to make anybody's experience a little bit better is always helpful. So enjoy, and until next time, subscribe. Make the tips, work the tips, customer service, stay on that, stay on it. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, and go get that money, make your delivery, you Postmate couriers. This is your girl Breeze. I'm out. Peace.